We are back here at the beautiful Aero Mark hangar today for Life Lessons, talking with some of the greatest who have served our country. This is Myron, and Myron, you served in which branch of the military?
I was in the Marine Corps, and I was on the ground crew of a fighter squadron. Well, I served in the Marines from 42, but I got on the squadron in 1943. Early in 44, we went overseas, and I served overseas until the end of the war. I was on a tiny island north of New Guinea. From there, we went to the invasion of the Philippines.
What are one or two lessons you learned serving in the Marines?
I don't know if I learned anything.
Well, there's your answer, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think I learned discipline for one thing, and then I can't say that I, learned anything as I progressed in life. It was just part of the process.
Mm-hmm. Are you glad you went?
Well, I'm glad I went, yeah. Yeah, when the war broke out in 42, or in 41, why, I wanted to go into service immediately, but my parents said they had gone to a lot of effort to get me in high school, and I was going to graduate.
And did you?
I did graduate, and then, of course, by the time I got out of high school, I lost a little interest in going to service, but I did go in end of 42.
When you got home, what did you do?
Almost nothing to do for 5 years.
Really?
But I did farm. I farmed, and then I got into cabinet work, which I finally done the rest of my life. But the first years when we got out of the service, there were a lot of kids out of the service, and it was just a matter of having good times, and
yeah.
And then everybody finally settled down and got married, and life changed again.
When you walk in here and you see the beautiful flag and the airplane,
Yeah.
what goes through your mind?
Yeah, I'm impressed by what America can do, when they're threatened, I was just glad to be down there and do a little help. And at the time, why the flag, didn't mean as much to me as when I got out of the service. Like about 3 weeks ago, we buried my son, and he had been in the service, and I was really impressed with the flag ceremony and the service that those people provided over at the cemetery. That was impressive and real.
So he served too?
He did too, yes. He was in the Air Force and served on Guam, and then he went over to Italy. Of course, he was in the service much later than I was, but he was at Vietnam, and that was part of his trouble, Agent Orange. So he developed Parkinson's. So he had Parkinson's for the last 20 years before he died. So.
Well, Myron, thank you for your service.
Yeah, well, you're entirely welcome, and it was part of my life, and I wasn't guided by just a determination to get in the service, it was there, and I got to do it.